2021. I hope this year will be a better year for everyone. As with all of the years that I've lived, I think every year has its purpose, its lessons. 2020 was such a weird year for me, and I think for all of us, because pandemic, and it has affected my mental health and my creative side hustle in so many ways, because originally I had so many in-person workshops planned out for 2020, but then the pandemic happened, and then I had to cancel all of my in-person workshops. And then it took me a while to get used to online live stream workshops, which I actually love now because I don't have to leave my home. And now that I've gotten in the hang of that, I have been planning on opening my online shop, which hasn't happened yet, but hopefully I'll get the time to do stickers and printable stuff. 2020 has taught me so much about myself, what I'm capable of, what I actually don't want to do anymore, and right now I'm in a place where I need to reevaluate my business goals, the products and services that I actually want to deliver. So right now I'm kind of in that place where I need to do some serious self-evaluation. But I'm okay. I'm still here, and my mental health has been better now that I have been really limiting my social media time, because whenever I go on my business social media account and I see these people really killing it and doing really well, and I feel like I'm being left behind. But then again, I always have to remind myself that another person's success isn't my failure, and that's one of the flaws I have and I'm currently working on. And I'll definitely do another video on the effects of social media on my mental health, so watch out for that. So I'm hoping that whatever 2021 throws at you, I hope that we will persevere, endure, and enjoy life. So I'm here today to show you my 2021 bullet journal setup and my January plan with me. I am still using my Archer and Olive Neapolitana notebook, which I started in November 2020. Is actually for me to write my goals. So I'm the type of person who doesn't really write goals, mainly because I don't want to jinx myself. Lately I've been writing weekly and monthly goals, right? And then it actually helps me become accountable to the things that I want to achieve. I don't know about you, but I suffer from really bad analysis paralysis. So I got this idea from Joyce Gutierrez. I will link her Instagram in the description below. She has a podcast and she defined this term. I don't know if she was the one who coined it, but anyway, analysis paralysis is where you have all of these ideas, all of these plans, all of these methods to achieve your goals, but you're just paralyzed and just like, oh man. So that's me. I don't know about you, but that's me when it comes to setting a new goal. What about you? Do you write your own goals, or are you like me who is so scared about jinxing things? Stress. So I still need time to think about the goals that I want to set for 2021. I actually have a rough idea, but I just have to reflect and refine, prioritize which ones are realistic for me to achieve, because like I always mention, I still work as a nurse part-time, and then I have a young baby, I run a household, and then I am a small creative business owner, and there's so many things happening, and I have to make sure that I stay sane while achieving my goals. So I decided to incorporate some floral illustrations, as I have missed drawing florals and leaves. So this is my cover page for 2021. Let's move on to my year at a glance. So my year at a glance is pretty damn simple. So as you can see, the days of the month are in one box, and there's an empty box next to it. So that's where I put like dates to remember what's happening, important events. I don't really put birthdays and anniversaries and special occasions because I'm good with remembering birthdays. But whenever I have like projects that are due, let's say it's the beginning of the year, and I have a project due at the end of the year, I would put that on my year at a glance. The next page has a quote here written in faux calligraphy. So I chose this quote that says, "Only you can turn your dreams into a reality, and you already have everything to make it all happen." Writing quotes at the beginning of the month or at the beginning of the week or at the beginning of the year or wherever I find an empty space in my bullet journal, that's where I put like a quote or a word of affirmation just to set the tone for the month or the year in this case. And I love going on Pinterest to select quotes. And whenever I need a quote, I select one that resonates the most to whatever I'm feeling. So I picked this because I haven't been feeling great in the creative sense the past few months. And there's just so many things that I want to do. I want to open my sticker shop. I want to launch former workshops. And like I said earlier, that feeling of analysis paralysis, it always gets the best of me. I also have to work on my analysis paralysis episodes, and this quote will remind me that, you know, I already am capable of launching former workshops and launching an online shop because I already have the ability to create. I just need to test out the products and, you know, I'm ready to go. So that's what I always need to remind myself. You can do it. So the January cover page. So the flower I picked for my January spread are peonies. I hope I said it right. I didn't say peonies. I said peonies. I'm not mature enough to handle this. And as a nurse, I should like really be able to handle things like this. Anyway, like I said earlier, I love doing floral illustrations and I really want to get back into incorporating a lot of florals into my bullet journal again. Like my quotes, I get my inspiration from Pinterest. I pin everything, all of the floral illustrations, floral aesthetics, color palettes, anything you can think of, I pin it on Pinterest. So Pinterest is life. I also get inspiration from, of course, YouTube. I love the Happy Ever Crafters floral illustration series, so better check that out. So I also bought these two books by Ali Koch, Florals by Hand and Modern Florals, and they have these simple and easy to follow step-by-step ideas on how to do florals. So before I show you the flip through, I just wanted to talk to you about bullet journaling. So I started bullet journaling in 2017. So before I actually started my first bullet journal, I thought maybe, oh, I need to get this expensive notebook. I'm the type of person who would like, I cannot start this until I get all of my expensive top of the line stuff. So that was my idea of starting a bullet journal, buy expensive shit. Then again, I thought, oh hey, we're well into January now, might as well grab like a regular blank notebook from anywhere. Let's see how this goes, because I'm basically going to make my journal from scratch. So I went ahead and bought a $15 notebook, and then I started looking at Instagram for more inspiration, and I started creating my own monthly and weekly spreads inspired by those that I saw on Instagram. And from then I got really obsessed with stationaries and washi tapes and different colored pens. I bought all of those mainly because I was influenced by the people I see on Instagram, and my thinking was, oh, if I use this, my journal would look as good as theirs, but it really isn't like that. So anyway, months into my bullet journal journey, I started to find what worked for me. So bullet journaling really is finding what works for you. So a certain spread might not work for you, but it works for me, and that's okay. That's completely okay. This is what I always say in my bullet journaling workshop. There's no one right way of bullet journaling. So it's just basically a creative journey of trial and error and finding what works for you and finding what doesn't and sticking to what works for you. It also gave me the opportunity to be creative. So from being so obsessed with stationaries and washi tape, I got into calligraphy. So I started with brush calligraphy. So later down the track, I became so invested in calligraphy that I learned how to do pointed pen calligraphy and how to use a brush pen properly because I was using them properly. I was able to do calligraphy on my bullet journals, and that made me so happy and creatively fulfilled. And then later down the track, I got into floral illustrations, and then I started using watercolor. And looking back on my first bullet journal, I see how much I have grown and evolved as a person and as a creative, and that's the beauty of bullet journaling. It not only helps you track the past, organize the present, and plan for the future, but it also gives you so many opportunities for creative growth. I find bullet journaling a grounding experience because you actually write stuff down. When I write stuff down, it helps me focus more. And whenever I'm not feeling 100% emotionally and mentally, I just write whatever I'm feeling down, and it actually helps unload the burden. And incorporating my calligraphy and my floral illustration into my creative journal, journaling really helps me deal with the hard stuff in life. So if you're thinking of starting a bullet journal, my number one advice is that you don't need an expensive notebook, or you don't need top of the line notebook. Just any blank notebook will do, and then just allow yourself to soak in inspiration from different platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, and then let those ideas flow into your hands. And I know this is hard, but try not to overthink things, because I find that whenever I overthink things, that's when my brain stops pumping creative juices, and it's so annoying. So when you free your mind and let yourself like create whatever is in your heart and in your head, that's when you create something that is truly you, and that's what you can do with your bullet journal. And like I said earlier, there's no one single correct way of bullet journaling, because it is an individual creative experience. And what's good about it is you can try out so many things, and during that process you can even unlock certain creative sides of yourself. Like me. If it weren't for bullet journaling, I wouldn't have discovered my love for calligraphy and floral illustration. I wouldn't have started this creative side hustle. So yeah, all you need is a blank notebook, a pen, markers or highlighters lying around in your house. If you don't have stationery, you can grab one of those free magazines from grocery stores and just make a little collage. And all I'm saying is, you don't have to buy new stuff. You can use whatever is you have in your house, and you're all set. So that is my January 2021 setup. If you keep a bullet journal too, let me know what your theme is. And if you have a YouTube channel, link your January 2021 video in the comments below, and I'll check it out. And let's be friends. Creepy as fuck. So have an amazing 2021. Always remember that whatever life throws at you, it's thrown at you for a reason, because you can definitely do this. See you guys in the next video.